Can you hear it? Silence. Call this the calm before the storm. In a few short days, these walkways will be crowded with fairgoers looking to find their favorite fried food, ride the rides, and visit with the animals. We're talking about education and entertainment and how you can rise to the competition at the Champlain Valley Fair today on Across the Fence. Good afternoon, and thanks for stopping by Across the Fence. I'm Keith Silva. As you saw from our opening, the 10 best days of summer are about to start this Friday, August 28th, at the Champlain Valley Fairgrounds in Essex Junction, which means I get to ask today's guests controversial questions like bloomin' onion or French fries. Why not both? Tim Shea, Champlain Valley Expeditions Executive Director, welcome back to Across the Fence.
Thanks for having me.
So do you want to get it out of the way? Bloomin' onion, French fries?
Well, that's a tough one there. I kind of sample both throughout the week there.
Okay, all right, fair enough. As I said, why not both? All kidding aside, the fair is your job, and it's not insignificant to the economy of Vermont and Essex Junction. On average, what's the attendance and the economic impact?
About 120,000 people each year attend the fair. That includes the folks in the grandstand as well. We know that when folks travel to the Champlain Valley Expo, either for the fair or other events, they're spending money in the community as well. Throughout local gas stations, restaurants, hotels. There's now a hotel across the street from us, and we know when we have concerts, it's almost an automatic sellout for the hotel. So we're proud of the visitors we attract to the area and the impacts it has on our community.
Is there a day when the attendance is the highest?
Yeah, weekends tend to be the highest,
Weekends.
and that's when we do our concerts on the weekend nights. So typically your Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays are going to be your busier days and nights.
So is there a day you can come to the fair and maybe on a slow day?
Yeah, midweek, kids go back to school.
Right,
midweek days or midweek nights too, the Tuesday, Wednesday, again, because it's a school night. But we do on Wednesday now, we have our carload special for about $100. The whole car gets in with admission, rides, and parking. So it's a real bargain on a Wednesday night, and we have other specials throughout the week.
Cool. We'll get to those in a minute. Family entertainment only gets more expensive, and the fair is not a cheap date, but it can be affordable at least. You just mentioned the carload special. What are some of the other discount days that you have during the fair?
Yeah. Of course, opening Monday is Military Appreciation Day. Then we have carload special I mentioned.
Yep.
On Thursday, it's canned food day. If you ride between 12 noon and 2 o'clock with 2 cans of food, you get in for free. We're Vermont's largest single-day food drive.
Oh, wow. That's great. A great way to get into the fair and do some good for your neighbors as well. We usually save the headline performers for the end of the show, but let's headline the headliners. If you haven't heard by now, who's coming to the Champlain Valley Fair concert stage this year?
A good lineup. We have ZZ Top and George Thorogood one night, Warren Zeiders, a country singer, Jordan Davis, and then we have Bret Michaels and Night Ranger, and then Bow Wow and Soulja Boy on the second Saturday night. So a good lineup. We try to have different genres to attract, reach a larger crowd.
All right. Tickets still available?
Tickets still available at champlainvalleyfair.org, as all of our specials on there as well.
Okay, and the ticket to the concert gets you into the fair as well?
It does if it's bought before the day of the show.
Okay. We're taping this a little bit ahead of time. I was at Lake Monsters game over the weekend, and I saw some people eating fried dough, so I know that their appetites are wet for coming on, getting their fried dough at the fair and all that sort of thing.
Fried dough and maple creamies, I think, top of mind this time of year.
Oh, excellent! Maple creamies as well. Thank you for that. And there are always free performances on the grandstand, and one of the ones that caught my eye this year was the Honky Tonk Hoedown, which is happening on September 1st. Talk about this event. Yeah,
a guy by the name of Bob Wagner, a local musician, approached us last year about trying to do the world's largest square dance. So we tried to pull it off last year. The weather didn't quite cooperate, but we still had a very large turnout. And as local musicians, Bob Wagner, Mike Gordon from Fish, he and his daughter perform, and a number of local performers up there. So it's a great way for us to showcase local performers. Like I said, it's a free show with paid fair admission, and it's a real fun night.
And is it audience participation?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Bring your dancing shoes, and it benefit. The funds raised goes to NOFA Vermont,
Okay.
But it's a fun night in there. I encourage folks to come and check it out.
And no experience needed if you've never hoedowned
No,
before.
in fact, they have a caller who's really well known here in Vermont, and they kind of bring a variety of skills.
One thing about the fair, there's something for everyone. One of my things is not, I'm sorry to admit this on TV, motorsports, but I know it's a big draw for you folks. What sort of gasoline-powered demolition and destruction are folks looking forward to?
Yeah, so Sunday we have Night Fire and Destruction with a monster truck show.
Oh,
that
okay.
show does sell out, so it's not sold out yet, but if folks have interest, I would encourage them to go to our website. And then on Wednesday night we have figure eight racing, and then we have on Thursday we wrap up motorsports with Demolition Derby.
Demolition Derby, a big draw.
It is.
A big
Very
draw.
big, yes.
A big draw. A quieter but no less driven side of the fair are the competitions, from cooking to flower arranging. It's a wonderful tradition for visitors to participate in. Those are just two of them. What are some of the other competitions that people can get involved in, Tim?
Oh, in our fruits and vegetables department and home crafts and the art department, there's a great art exhibit, and they have an art competition. It's all on our website, and there's still time to participate, but there are deadlines for that, and again, it's all on our website.
Okay.
I'd encourage folks to take a look at it. Even if they choose not to participate, just come look at some of the work, again, what we do in the art department, home crafts, and of course, fruits and vegetables.
Right. So if someone has a giant pumpkin or a giant zucchini, there's a place to go to find out how to get your zucchini judged.
And I shouldn't forget culinary. We have baking competitions too,
course.
and again, but it's all the information's on our website.
Excellent. And one of the things that's more of the information that's on the website that's important is there are strict rules. So if this is your first time, there are rules of things that you have to do. I know years ago we did a story on the flower competition, and bringing fresh flowers, bringing a clean vase, things like that. All those things are on the website if you're interested in the competition.
They are, and there's judges that do a great job and take, as they should, take it very seriously.
Yes.
So there are rules and guidelines that are available.
One of the things I was thinking about is those judges. A lot of those folks are volunteers. How many volunteers do you have at the Champlain Valley Fair?
About 400 volunteers, and we literally could not do the event without them.
And so they're volunteers, so obviously not paid, but is there any sort of just extra fried dough or a lemonade, bottled water maybe?
Well, I think in the maple sugar area there, they get samples once in a while there. But no, we have great superintendents that run the departments and take care of their volunteers with snacks and food and maybe some tickets to come back and enjoy the fair with their family.
So they get to enjoy the fair.
They do,
Even though. One of the things about the volunteering is that's also, we had Wendy Sorrell on a couple of weeks ago talking about 4-H and the animal events, and those are all volunteers as well. And there was a talk about encouraging people to go and talk to the 4-Hers and ask them and and find out what they're doing. Volunteers as well. I mean, if you want to be a volunteer at the fair, I'm sure there's a website.
There is, and in our guest services department, that's all volunteers. Like you said, 4-H and a lot of our ag departments have volunteers where folks can come, and there's people there willing to teach them and learn. The departments there. So it's a great way to spend the day, or some people take their week's vacation and come volunteer at the fair.
And it's a tradition too. People do it year after year. You probably have volunteers that have been
generations too.
Generations.
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. That's awesome. For everything Champlain Valley Fair, including the details on those discounts we discussed earlier, visit the website champlainvalleyfair.org and download the app. We didn't even talk about the app, but download the app for more information. Tim, one of the things that I was thinking about with the fair is, what do you enjoy about it? What's something, I know we talked about it's your job, but do you have a chance to sort of sit back and just enjoy it?
I do. I enjoy seeing the families come out, the smiles, the memories they're making. It only happens once a year. And we're fortunate we have tremendous community support, but it's fun seeing people come several times during the fair, or if they only make it one time. And everyone sees something different in the fair. Sometimes it's the food, it's the concerts, it's the motorsports, but people come and enjoy the 10 best days of summer.
And we're wrapping up, or will be wrapping up the 10 best days of summer. Have you started working on the next 10 best days?
We have. We've already putting offers in for bands to perform next year. It's usually about a 15-month window when bands are setting their schedule for next year. So yeah, we're actively pursuing our 2027 concert lineup.
Does it seem odd to you to be thinking about
that? It is, but that's the way the industry works too, because the artists, the tour, are putting their tours together. So they're actively working on 26 is kind of in the books. It still has to occur.
Sure.
But from a planning perspective, they're busy on 2027.
So is 2027, you're planning that now. Do they come to you or do you come to them?
A little bit of both. They know we're a well-established event, so if a band is touring the area, they'll reach out to our agent, say, has Essex Junction interested in XYZ band, or others will ask and check their availability and their routing.
Okay. I have to say, we had been at the fairgrounds for a few times this year for events. My daughter graduated from UVM, and we were at the fairgrounds, and it was an incredibly well-run event. And as I was saying to a colleague, there's no other place in Chittenden County for to bring in a whole bunch of people and get them in and out safely, parking and traffic and everything else.
Yeah, easy access. The UVM commencement, and we host Champlain as well.
Yep.
Easy access, parking, restrooms. If there's anyone mobility issues, it's very easy to get in and out safely and enjoy the day.
That's not the 10 best days of summer, but is that a big part of your job as well?
It is. Yeah, those are large events and takes a lot of planning on our part, certainly on UVM's part. And in that case, we work closely with UVM's planning team to pull off a memorable but safe event for them as well.
Well, it was both for our family, so thank you very much. And that's really a big part of, because the fair is only once a year, as we were saying earlier. You guys are busy all year long. The fairgrounds are never really empty.
They are, and we have all this infrastructure, and we want to use it beyond the 10 days of the fair.
Right.
And that's why the buildings, just the facility, be it concerts, commencements, bingo, crab shows. In order for the math to work on the organization, you need to keep it as busy as you can to maintain that infrastructure for the 10 days.
Yes, and the car show will be coming up after the fair gets over. It's like one ends and the next starts, right?
Yes.
Yes. I live in Essex Junction. Well, Tim, thank you very much. It's always a pleasure to speak to you every year. And my thanks to the crew behind the scenes here at WCX, who are more than fair when it comes to dealing with us day in and day out. I'm Keith Silva. This is Across the Fence. Thanks for being part of our family.